folks, we got a single channel speed trim light on up here, or we could have a dual channel. We want to see if we'll be able to reset it. Sometimes it is a nuisance fault. I'm going to show you how to do that. So you're going to come down here, you're going to go to the MCDU, and you're going to hit the init ref key. You're going to press index, you're going to select mate, and then you're going to select DFCS. From DFCS, you're going to do a quick test to get into the digital flight control system BITE. Set my FMC transfer switch to both on left. And I'm going to do fault review. I'm going to look at current status. I'm going to select channel A and B. I'm going to close all circuit breakers. Move the BTU stab trim cutout switch to cutout. Move all instrument switches on the P5 overhead to normal, except for the FMC switch. Leave that both on left. Turn off A and B hydraulics. Electric driven, leave the engine driven on. Set both MSUs to nav. In other words, align the IRUs. The IRUs are currently aligned, and we did that prior to this test. Hit continue on the MCDU. We have another test in progress. Auto test passed. I'm going to hit continue. Sometimes at this phase, the single channel speed trim light will extinguish. Now I'm going to look down the menu of my current status, and I had a problem with speed trim light, so I'm going to select the stab speed trim system with my left line select key number 5. So I select it. Tells me to move, make when hydraulics are on, and the column and the control surfaces will move. So make sure your airplane is clear. Nobody and nothing is going to interfere. So, especially the tail, the stab, and the elevator are going to be moving. So I'm going to bring my A and B hydraulic pumps on. Continue. Make sure the stab trim circuit breaker P62 panel is in, and it is. Move the stab trim cutout switches to normal. And continue. Set the stab volts and set the stab units. We're going to set to 8 units, and if we look here on this menu, the nominal volts is 2.54, upper limit 259, lower limit 249. Right now we have 263. I'm pretty close to 8 units. I'm going to tweak it a little bit and see if we can get that in there. I got 2.56. I think I'm pretty good with that, so that's between the upper and the lower limit. A is 2.56. I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to gauge my A autopilot up here in the mode control panel to command. And now we're testing. autopilot disengage switch? Is the stab out of trim light annunciator on? Yes, it is, so I'm going to answer yes. Is the stab out of trim annunciator off? Yes. So I'll answer yes. Monkey see, monkey do. Is the speed trim fail light on the P5 overhead panel on? Yes. So I answer yes. And it's going to ask me, is it off? I come back up here and it's off, and I answer yes. Push and hold the captain's electric speed trim switch. Make sure the stab trim circuit breaker on the P62 panel is closed. It is. Move the stab trim cutoff switches to normal, and they are both in normal. Hit continue. Set the stab to 8 units on the B side. So now we're testing the B side. And if we look, the B's at 2.74. That's out of my range, so I'm going to tweak a little bit with my stab trim switch up here on the FO's column. Oh, look at there, 2.52. There we go. 2.54, right on. I'm not going to complain with that. So I have to go to Vegas. Hit continue. Gauge B autopilot to command. Autopilot. Is the stab out of trim annunciator on? Yes, it is. And it's normal for it to look a little dim on the left side because we're testing the B side, the right side, so it'll be brighter on the right side. That's perfectly normal. Is it on? So I'm going to answer yes. Then it's going to ask me, is it off? Yes, the stab trim annunciator is off. I'll answer yes. Is the speed trim fail light on? Yes, it is. I'm going to answer yes. Is the speed trim light off? It is. So once again, I'll answer yes. Push and hold the FO's electric trim switch. Set stab to 4 units. Now we're going to go to the A side and set to 4. So I'm going to go ahead and run the stab using my pickle switch here on the FO's column up to 4 units. And then we're going to bring our voltage on the stab position sensor between negative 0.14 and a positive 0.14. Now once I run it up there, give it a couple seconds to kind of stabilize and catch up. Looks like we got it about 11. I'm going to be a little anal, I think, and see if I can try to get it right on 0. And looks like we're on 0. My nominal is 0. That's perfect. Hit continue. Slightly jiggle the column. Alright. I'm going to hit continue. Slowly push the column forward. So I'm going to push the column forward. It asks me to push the line, select key 1 left if nothing happens. And now it tells me on the screen to pull the column aft. And I'm going to keep pulling it aft until it says set the column to neutral. Then I'm just going to shake it a little bit, make sure we're in neutral. Hit continue. Now it says pull the column full aft. You're going to have to hold this thing for about a minute full aft. So I put my feet up here on the block for the rudder adjustment knob, and I'm holding the column back, pulled all the way back as far as it can go until the test is complete. If you look on the test screen on the MCDU, you'll see the countdown. Turn the column to neutral, release it, shake it a little bit, hit continue. Set stab to 4 units. Now we're going to do the same test on the B side. So I'm pretty close to 4 units right now. Let's look at my voltage. 0.3, nominal 0, upper limit's 0.14, lowers negative 0.14. Heck, I'm in business there. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Slightly jiggle the column to center it. Hit continue. Slowly push the column forward. Once it tells you to stop doing that, now the MCU screen said slowly pull the column aft. Tells me to stop, I will. Now it says set the column into the neutral position. Back to center, jiggle a little bit, hit continue. Once again, we're going to pull back and hold the column all the way full back for about a minute. Let the test run its course. And here we go. Turn the column to neutral as it says on the MCU screen, jiggle, hit continue. Move the BU stab cutout switch to cutout. So I come back down here to the center pedestal, stab trim cutout switch, the BU, switch it to cutout. Now it tells me on the MCU screen, surface test pass, select continue. All tests pass. I look up on the overhead and the Speedtrim fault light is extinguished. So by running the test, we cleared the fault, sign it off. She's ready to fly on out of town. I'll exit out of the BITE. And it says here, push continue to initialize aircraft. It's imperative that you follow this next menu. Select the main menu if you want to stay in BITE. We don't. We're going to hit exit. We're going to follow the instructions on the screen. I'm going to push an autopilot disconnect switch. Either one will work fine. Close the oral warning breaker if I had it open. We did not. Move the stab trim cutout switches to normal. The pry is in normal, the BU, we flip up to normal. Make sure the hydraulics A and B are off. Come up the overhead, the electric, let me restate, the electric A and B switch off. Leave the engine switches on. Now, if I didn't follow any of those instructions on this exit menu, when I hit exit, it would prompt me to come back to this page. Let's see if I did things right. We did it right. I can hit it, init ref, and we are done. The airplane's ready to go.